decided to use the headphones this time. So maybe we should get started. I wanted to take a moment. Hey there, it's Laura Raps. Thanks for joining. So this is my attempt to get more comfortable with conducting lives. I didn't really advertise it, only through my stories. But this is my challenge to myself. So you'll be seeing me every week on Wednesday around this time for like 2 to 5 minutes, not long, because I can be long-winded. So check me out every week on Wednesday. Is anybody working on things like that, like a challenge? Trying to, I don't know, I think I'm going to do mine for like maybe 90 days. Hey Kay, how are you? But I don't like to be in front of a video. I like to be behind the scenes. So this is me leaning in, so bear with me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Francis. I'm a trained therapist turned life coach, and I help women heal the conflict within so they can reignite their joy, live a life with meaning and purpose. And also, most importantly, to obtain everything that they need so that they can get out of their own way and make things happen for themselves. So today, the title of my video is like, what do you let alignment be your guide? And so my thoughts here is like, what do you think about alignment? How important is alignment in your life? And when you're feeling out of alignment, is that something that you pay close attention to? So that's what I wanted to talk with you guys about today. I have my notes in front of me. But this 2020 had a lot of us thinking a lot about our lives and being more intentional about the things that we want and the things that we don't want in our lives. I believe alignment, or lack thereof, is a powerful indicator of how your life feels, right? Your feelings are a strong gauge into gaining more insight and wisdom. Sometimes I feel like, well, I don't know this, I don't know that, but sometimes if you just sit and feel, it's feedback for you. So I said, notice how I said feels, because how you feel on a given day will determine how you show up in the world. So my question to you is, do you believe in alignment? If you do, just say yes in the comments. I definitely believe in alignment. But what happens is sometimes we stay the course out of alignment for longer than we would like. And so alignment is the idea that everything in your life feels aligned, right? I always say alignment is like a sweet symphony, in which all the instruments are very melodic. The instruments focus on one particular goal, and is to create harmony. And so just like in life, humans strive to create harmony in their lives. But often there are, internal and external barriers that prevent this from happening. And so, when I always think about a car, how does a car feel when it's out of alignment? What happens to it if it never makes it to the mechanic? The car feels off balance, feels really wobbly, and in some extreme cases, it might veer off the road and cause an accident and take you off course, or and head you in the wrong direction. And so often life can sometimes feel that way, right? When you're out of alignment, you feel off. Often you feel a little bit more irritable than you would in the past, or something is just not paired or in sync. And so a lot of people spend their entire lives feeling this way, kind of out of alignment, whether it's a career that isn't 100% aligned, whether it's a relationship that isn't 100% aligned. And sometimes we often accept that. And there's so many different variables, and I can't cram everything up in this 2 to 5 minute video, but there's so many reasons as to why that happens. And so when we feel that, it's just feedback for us to kind of, look within and see, and take an honest inventory. Sometimes it's very hard for us to admit some things aren't really working out the way that we'd like them to, but that's really the first step to bringing more alignment into your life. And so we have this subconscious way of accepting that out of alignment, and the reason I believe that happens is because we're kind of stuck on autopilot to a certain degree, with whatever's familiar, with our regular routine and how we deal with our emotions or how we communicate with other people. And the best way to bring more alignment is to disrupt those patterns, right? Becoming more aligned means being more aligned with your values, creating more boundaries in your life, or wherever they need to be created, and also working on your self-worth. I do believe alignment is tied into that, because there's certain things that you are willing to accept or not willing to accept. So find out why certain things are going on and where you are in the meter scale when it comes to how you feel about yourself. I always say the biggest relationship that you're going to have is with yourself, and so that's where it starts. So what do you guys think about alignment? Okay, you said it depends. We'd love to hear more of your thoughts about that. I know for me, when I was out of alignment for quite some time, and that's when I got burned out. I quit my job, and then for like 6 years I did some self-discovery stuff, but each time things continued to fall out of alignment. And so I finally just started listening to it and just surrendered to it, and took some risks, and now everything kind of circled back. All right. But that's all for now for my alignment video. Leave some thoughts in the comments below. Let me know, what are your thoughts about alignment? Does this resonate? Does it not resonate? Would love to hear your feedback. Okay. Cases I've operated out of chaos for so long, I'm not sure what alignment is. That's a powerful statement, okay? Thank you for sharing that. The one thing I would say is what is the root of the chaos? Because when you can trace the root of the chaos and bring it to the surface and then work through some of that healing, then it gives you an opportunity to practice what alignment does feel like. But until there's a little bit of separation there, you're gonna find yourself continuing to be pulled into that chaos. Because sometimes chaos, we feed off of it because it's kind of what we know, or especially if we grew up in families where communication wasn't wasn't taught to us, or how to talk to people, or how to express our feelings. And so we just go off and we try to figure it out in our relationships or in our careers or whatnot. So getting to the root, bringing it to the surface, and then what comes up for you, whatever challenges that come up for you, take those challenges and practice them in micro, small ways, so that you can begin to experience what alignment feels like. But that takes a level of risk. When I say risk, I'm talking about vulnerability. I don't think vulnerability is a risk. Vulnerability is the pathway, right? It's the opening to everything. But I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll be back next week, guys, Wednesday, 6 o'clock. Join me in this challenge. If you have a hard time going live like I do, and you want to join in, feel free. Choose a date, and let's do it. And also